Happy Monday, all my beautiful angels. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Shyla, here with another video. I hope that you guys all had an amazing weekend. I hope that you guys are all ready to kick this week off and crush this week and get after it like I am. I really am. I crushed it yesterday. Today, we are back with, I believe it's episode 4 of our Get Fit with Shy series. And we have finally reached the halfway point in Bela's Fit Guide. And let me tell you, Bela is kicking my butt. She is literally kicking my butt. Did you see me censor myself there? That is like so different from me. Usually I would have said something else, but anyway, digressing. Today, we're going to be talking about Bela's guide. We're going to be talking about where my halfway point progress is, because I've been after it for 3 of the 6 months that it's for. We're going to be talking about my thoughts so far. We're going to talk about gains. We're going to be talking about all kinds of good stuff. So before we get going, before we get into that, take a second, like the video as usual, subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the little bell button. That way you're notified whenever I post a new video. And if you're new here, I post every Monday, every Friday, occasionally on Wednesday. Life will get in the way and I won't be able to post. But with the bell button turned on, you will be notified whenever I post a new video. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram, constantly posting there, constantly posting stories, etc., etc., etc. We get to be friends, we get to hang out, etc., etc., etc. So, we are going to be talking about Bela's guide today. And we finally reached the halfway point. Today started week 13. It was actually really hard. I am still crushing it. I am still getting after it. I am not gonna lie, if you watched my last video where I talked about stuff that's going on in my life, I have been under so much stress. I did not work out last week. It was supposed to be a deload week, but I did the first day of the deload week, and instead of doing the rest of the week, I basically took the entire week off, which was good for my knee because I had been having some knee issues and a little bit of knee injury and having to rearrange what days I was doing the workouts. But also my stress level was literally through the roof, and you know, I just didn't make it there. I didn't work out. But today I decided to be positive. I decided to get back after it, jump back into the workout. So I did get into the workout and I did crush it. I am pretty pleased with myself. You're gonna see some of the workout that I did today in a little bit here. So we have reached the halfway point, like I said, Bela's guide, and Bela actually just made a brand new video. She made a 2-part series talking about glute growth and the science behind it. And I'm not gonna lie, Bela knows her shit. And I'm gonna say that word even though I'm kind of like not supposed to. We're gonna say it anyway. She knows what she's talking about. She has done her homework. She has done her science. She is not messing around. I'm gonna link that video right up here because you guys definitely need to go watch it. I'm gonna link part 1 of the video. Watch part 1 and then watch part 2. And then you will understand everything so much better. And if you are gonna follow someone's guide, it is good to follow someone's guide that definitely knows what they're talking about and has put in the homework and has done their science. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff that I have learned from her. And like I said, I am not like a personal trainer. I'm just following, you know, Bela's guide, and I'm so happy that I got to start it. And I thought about, we were going to be at this halfway point. I was going to be talking about measurements. I was going to be talking about my body, where I'm at now, and my weight, as opposed to where I started at. But I decided instead of doing that, I am going to change it up, and I am going to be talking about the gains that I have made and how effective the guide is for lifting and for workouts and for the strength that you can possibly gain, because she really knows what she's talking about. Now, obviously, everybody's results are going to be different. Everybody's strength is going to be different. This is just my experience using it. So if you use it, your lifts might be different. Your gains might be different. Your results might be different, but you are still going to have results if you follow her guide, and if you follow it and you work hard and you push yourself and you are consistent, you are going to see results too. Now, I've got my little guy here because I've got my little athlete here, and we're going to be talking about some of my lifts from the end of the last set. And for the guide, if you don't know, you'll know when you watch her little video. The guide is broken into 6-week segments, with a deload week being at the end of the 6th week. So you're building the first 5 weeks. So we're going to be talking about where I finished up as opposed to where I started at. And we're going to be talking about some of the bigger lifts. Now, I'm going to be talking about these. I'm going to be talking about these from the dates from May 19th to basically May 23rd, which was, let's talk about from May 26th through June 23rd. That's almost a month. That is basically the equivalent of the thing. So first thing we're gonna start with hip thrusts. And my hip thrust started out in this segment at 205 pounds. That's what I was working at the start of this segment. I did 3 sets of it. I was working hard, I was pushing it, I was getting back into it. Now keep in mind, my hip thrust max that I got up to before I had my surgery was 225. By 6:23, the end of the 5-week segment, as again, I was pushing myself, you're doing progressive overload, my hip thrusts had gone up from 205 to 5 sets of 235 pounds. So I went up 30 pounds in my hip thrust. I definitely gained strength in that, and that is over the 5-week period. That is obviously just hip thrusts. Now let's talk about, and I'm only going to be talking about some of the bigger compound movement. Obviously there's smaller movements that I don't do as much on, that I didn't have as much progress on, like split squats, because my knees are so bad. We're only going to talk about a few of these here because I want to give you some examples. We're going to be talking about sumo deadlift. Sumo deadlift, like I said in my favorites, is one of my go-to exercises. I absolutely love sumo deadlift. So from 523, my sumo deadlift started out with 3 sets of 155 pounds, and at the end, at 628, it was at 5 sets of 185 pounds. So again, another 30-pound increase in that 5-week span for my sumo deadlift. So obviously gaining strength, obviously pushing myself, it's obviously working and gaining. And let's see here, what's another good one I could tell you guys about? Quad leg press. Another one that I don't usually do. I had to kind of modify the way she was doing it because I don't work out at the gym. I have my stuff at home, so I kind of have to lay down and like push up with the Smith machine. So I'm doing them using a Smith machine, but I started out with 3 sets on 523, 3 sets of 215 pounds, and I ended up on 623 of 5 sets of 6 sets at 245 pounds. So again, another 30-pound increase from pushing myself, from pushing it hard, from putting in the effort, from putting in the consistency. So obviously, those are just examples. I obviously had really, really good weight increases, and that's not going back all the way to the beginning. That's just in that second segment of 5 weeks. In that particular set, I went up that much in those weights. I was really, really happy. Like I was talking about, my sumo deadlift, I finished out at 185 pounds for 6 sets. Before I went for my surgery, the most I ever got up to for a working weight was sumo deadlift or Romanian deadlift was 5 sets at 155 pounds. So it's 30 pounds more than it was even before I went on my surgery. So her guide works. She knows what she's talking about. The strength is there if you follow it. And while my diet might not have caught up to the rest of it, I am definitely gaining strength in my legs. The guide is obviously at the halfway point. The guide is more set up towards your lower body than it is your upper body. There is upper body work, but it isn't as intense as the lower body work. You really, really feel it in the lower body work. Like I'm used to doing like some cardio and then my lower body and then cardio at the end. My legs are so dead by the end of the lower body, maybe not in weeks 1 and 2 when the sets and the reps are lower, but by the time I get to weeks 4 and 5, when I'm getting close to the deload week, my legs are so dead I can't do a run at the end. I am so beat, my legs are just done. I could do it after I do my upper body, but not the lower body. My legs are done. So with that, we're going to jump into today's workout, what I did for week 13 at the start of it. We're gonna jump into that, and I have learned how to do a kind of efficient voiceover, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a voiceover to tell you about the work that I did today, and I will see you guys back after the end of today's workout. So today we started off with glute bridges, and I absolutely hate glute bridges. I was so happy to see them go away, and the only reason I hate them is because as a big girl, it is seriously so difficult to get the glute bridges set up. As a smaller girl, I'm sure it's easy for her to just like, for you guys to just get under it. But for a bigger girl, we gotta like prop them up to try to get our bodies under it. So that is what we started off today, was with glute bridges. This segment brought back one of my all-time nemesises, squats. Nemesises, is that a word? With some squats. I don't really do a lot of squats. It's not my best exercise, so I just started out with my previous weight of 145 that I did, that my maximum amount was at the end of my last set from the first set of the squats. Now we're back to one of my favorites, the RDLs that managed to return. I am so happy that it has been there. It has been a staple through each one of the segments. Starting this third segment of the workouts, even though I couldn't finish all of my sets of 185 at the end of the last segment, I started with 185 for the 3 sets. I felt good. I felt strong. Anybody else, their hands get tired before their legs from holding the weight? That is definitely me. I always use the straps. The next lift was Smith machine calf raises. It is also another one of my faves. I love to work out my calves. That way I have some good calves when I wear heels, which I am working all the time. And we finished up with leg extensions, which wasn't in the last segment, but was in the first segment. And what I did is I went up 5 pounds from where I finished at the end of the first segment of leg extensions. I don't have the actual machine for this. I just have my bench with an attachment on the end of it and some weights I can put on it. So what do you guys think? I crushed it. I was really happy with it. Not terribly happy that the squats made a reappearance, but whatever. We do what we do. I realize the importance of squats. My knees just don't like them. Anyway, I'm digressing. So that was the workout for the week. That is my thoughts on her guide. I am seriously so impressed with her guide and impressed with her and impressed with the work that she put into the knowledge of making this guide. She really, really knows her shit. Other than that, I hope that you guys check out her video. Watch her video, watch both of them, because I can explain it like as best as I can, but if you really, really, really want to get the down low on it, you need to check out her video because she knows her shit and knows what she's talking about. Other than that, I hope that we are back to do this series again next month. Like I said in my last video, life is kind of like all over the place for me, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue the series. I really, really hope that I can, but if not, I might have to start a new one. I might just restart our guide from week 1 if I end up moving. Hopefully we'll be back next month with another update for it, but if not, you guys know why, and you guys at least halfway through, you got at least an idea of what her guide is about and my thoughts on it, and actually like legit thoughts about it, you know, because it's not like, it's one thing to hear like about the guide from her, it's another thing to hear about it from a plus size girl that's using the guide. I am not a little tiny perfect in shape body. I am a plus size girl and I am absolutely loving her guide. It is 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. You guys have to try it. Other than that, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will be back Friday with another video. Love you all.